Part 70. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 691. There are three reasons why I appear with a hidden identity. First, the target of these people is me. If I show up, there will definitely be a conflict, so I hide my identity. Second, if these guys can't open the dragon pressing stone, they will keep wasting my time here. Zhao Mian will also enter Hang Pass before me and order the Yin soldiers. Third, scare these guys first, and then attack these guys after entering the dragon cave. When they saw that I was silent, they continued to mock me, "Fellow Taoist, can you do it? If not, don't bother us here." That's right, you still cover yourself up so tightly. Isn't it shameful to see others? I glanced at them lightly and said nothing. I don't know if I can open the dragon pressing stone. But the dragon pressing stone is attracted by dragon energy, and I happen to have the energy of crepe myrtle. Zai Wei had the aura of an emperor and the aura of a true dragon before. It should be easy to open this dragon pressing stone. I came to the dragon pressing stone and gently covered my hand on the dragon pressing stone. I'm going to show you losers today how I can shake open this dragon pressing stone in one go. As soon as I finished speaking, my aura suddenly changed. Bring up the energy of crepe myrtle in your body. The faces of these feng shui masters changed slightly, and they looked at me in disbelief. You actually have the energy of Zai Wei. Feng shui masters like them don't know the energy of crepe myrtle. Fortunately, I didn't show my crepe myrtle spirit when I was in mission. If he showed his aura as Zai Wei, he would definitely be recognized by these people at this moment. The energy of crepe myrtle is transmitted along my palm to the dragon pressing stone. Immediately afterwards, a dragon roar sounded, and the entire Wolong mountain began to tremble violently. This sudden change surprised me. I have never seen a real dragon, but I have seen a dragon corpse. After all, the dragon from before was not a real dragon. Boom! The dragon pressing stone made a huge noise. Immediately afterwards, the dragon pressing stone cracked at a speed visible to the naked eye, and finally turned into countless rubbles and fell to the ground with a bang. A cold air spread from the cave. Everyone was shocked and looked at the scene in front of them in disbelief. He actually, really opened the dragon pressing stone. Who is he? Oh my God! It actually shattered the dragon pressing stone. The exclamations of these feng shui masters rang in my ears. I turned around, glanced at them lightly, and said, "You can't even break open a broken stone." It seems that the Baiyun sect has really withered away its talent. I have to give these people a false impression. Let them think I am a hidden master. Because only in this way can I have a chance to attack these guys when I enter the dragon cave. My words made several feng shui masters look ugly instantly. The leader of the Baiyun sect, Mr. Xie, took a step forward, raised his hand to me and said, "Fellow Taoist, which sect do you come from? Where did you learn from?" I thought for a while and said, "I have no sect and no section. I learned from Yunziazi. You can call me Baihuan Genren." When the three words Yunziazi came out of my mouth, they were stunned on the spot again. Mr. Xie asked in disbelief, "You mean, your master is Yunziazi?" I nodded. Everyone gasped. Immediately afterwards, my attitude changed 360 degrees. It turns out that he is Yunziazi's disciple. No wonder he has such powerful methods. Mr. Xie couldn't help but said. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 692. Yunziazi's name can be said to be known to everyone in both the yin and yang worlds. If you want to scare these guys, you have to be tough. The other people were fawning on the sidelines. He is actually Yunziazi's disciple. His decisive methods reach the sky. You must know that this dragon pressing stone is suppressing the dragon energy of a real dragon. Decades ago, all the masters gathered by the Taoist sect were unable to get rid of it. Now that the dragon pressing stone has been broken, I think your name will be added to the world of yin and yang again. It is impossible to feel unhappy with the flattery of these people. However, I also know that even though these guys say this, I don't know what they think in their hearts. Yungziaozi still existed in the world 50 or 60 years ago. Otherwise, it would be impossible to help Mission become the Ghost Lord. Of course, there is no way to verify Yunziaozi's age. Even if I have such a close relationship with him, I can't find any clues. Mr. Xie from the Baiyun sect raised his hands and said, "Senior, are you here today because you want to liberate the ghosts in Wolong Mountain?" "That's right." As soon as these words came out, the faces of these Feng Shui masters became a little ugly. And all of this was within my sight. Since we have the same purpose, why don't we go together? This dragon cave is extremely dangerous. With your joining, Senior, we can feel more at ease. Going together is exactly what I want. Good. A few of us entered the dragon cave. The yin energy in the dragon cave is extremely heavy, and walking into it is like falling into an ice cave. The yin energy is so heavy, how many evil spirits must there be in it? Every time we walked, another stone door blocked our way. The stone gate in front of us is fundamentally different from the dragon pressing stone. The dragon pressing stone is an irregular boulder. The stone door in front of me was made artificially. Engraved on the stone gate are 8 characters, "No living person shall enter," and 10 deaths will lead to no life. The leader of the Baiyun sect exclaimed, This is the gate of life and death." The door of life and death, as the name suggests, is a door leading to life and death. Living people will definitely die if they enter, but dead people can still survive if they enter. To put it simply, this door of life and death is the door of death for the living and the door of life for the dead. Several Feng Shui masters look at me and I look at you, but they all don't know what to do. Mr. Xie came to me and said respectfully, "Senior, what should we do now?" "It's just the door of life and death," I said calmly, "just go in. Go straight in, right in." The crowd shouted in spirit. "When you pass through the gate of life and death, a living person will definitely turn into a dead person," said a Feng Shui master. The gate of life and death is indeed very strange, and this is the first time I have seen it. As for the solution, I haven't found it either. However, I have always adhered to the saying that when soldiers come, the water will be blocked and the earth will cover it up. All things must be dealt with after entering the gate of life and death. I stretched out my hand, and just when I was about to push the door of life and death, a strange scene happened. I saw scarlet blood gushing out from the door of life and death. The blood dyed the 8 characters red, and the blood was so bloody that it was shocking. I breathed a sigh of relief and pushed open the door of life and death. The door of life and death looks very heavy, but in fact it can be pushed by an adult. A dark passage came out in front of me. The darkness of the passage was like a huge black hole. I walked into it without any hesitation. Just as I was about to walk into the darkness, I heard the whispers of those Feng Shui masters. "Let him go in first, and we will go in later. We cannot let him take advantage of this good fortune alone." You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qingnian Wanbao. Chapter 693. I raised a sneer at the corner of my mouth. These guys were exactly what I thought. They did one thing in front of me and another behind their backs. They use me as a pathfinder, a stepping stone, and even do evil things to me. However, I am sure I will kill them before they do it. Entering the door of life and death is like entering another world. Mountains, rivers, stars, and the bright moon are all here. It is a completely small world. Seeing this scene, my brows instantly wrinkled. Dragon Cave is located in Wolong Mountain, and inside Wolong Mountain is another world. Is this the underworld? Didn't it say that the real dragon was suppressed in Wolong Mountain? No, there's something wrong with the feng shui here. I looked far into the distance, observing the direction of the mountains, and exploring the stars in the sky. The more I looked, the more shocked I became. During this time, I not only grew in strength, but also in my knowledge of feng shui. The reason for this is entirely because of the few books in Ji Yuntang. Su Tianxian once told me that I was born to eat this bowl of rice. The secrets of yin and yang and the knowledge of feng shui, I can integrate them with a little understanding. If you start learning these things from a young age, you can reach even higher heights than Su Tianxian. These are Su Tianxuan's original words. However, my grandfather never instilled this knowledge in me. I think he didn't want me to take this path. However, there are definite consequences, and in the end I still have nothing to do with them. Let's get back to the point. The feng shui here is a place of 4 evil spirits. The 4 evil spirits correspond to the 4 evil stars. They are, 5 yellow Lianzhen Saturn, 7 red Pajun Venus, 2 black giant gate Saturn, and 3 blue Lucan Jupiter. These 4 evil stars correspond to 4 feng shui acupuncture points, which are places of great evil. If someone with malicious intentions finds it and raises it, the consequences will be disastrous. There is an essential difference between evil spirits and ghosts. Evil spirits are not ghosts. People become ghosts after death. Ghosts can be divided into good and bad ones, but evil spirits are only evil and not good. There is also a relatively simple and easy to understand explanation. The difference between evil spirits and ghosts is the difference between evil spirits and evil spirits. But I suddenly discovered that the feng shui here is a little strange. That is, this is just the place of the 4 false evils. In other words, it is artificially created. But the locations corresponding to the 4 evils do indeed exist. It is very likely that this place was set up by a certain powerful person, whose purpose was to borrow the land of the 4 evils to raise evil spirits, and Wolong Mountain is the center of the land of the 4 evils. All evil spirits are continuously transmitted here. There must be an extremely powerful evil god here. When I figured out everything here, there was a slight sound of footsteps behind me. I looked back and saw that several feng shui masters headed by Mr. Xie also walked in. They were also horrified when they saw this scene. Obviously, they also knew about the weirdness of feng shui here. A feng shui master came to Mr. Xie and said solemnly, "Mr. Xie, this is the land of the 4 evils. Do we still want to stay here? Or should we withdraw first?" "Yes. Mr. Xie. Let's go first. The land of the 4 evils is not something we can deal with." Mr. Xie also looked hesitant. He also knew the horror of the 4 evils. I turned my head and sneered, "Let's go. Where are you going? See if the door you came from is still there." When everyone heard this, they all turned around. I saw that the door of life and death where they had just entered had disappeared. Several people looked shocked, and it was impossible to withdraw now. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 694. They calmed down quickly and accepted the fact that they couldn't leave here. I don't have time to talk nonsense with them. A powerful evil god lives here. I have to find the tiger charm as soon as possible and get out of here. I took a step forward and continued exploring. Several feng shui masters headed by Mr. Xie followed closely behind me. After passing by a forest, the scenery suddenly opened up. I saw a huge pit appearing in front of me. The diameter of the pit mouth is at least more than 500 meters. The depth of the pit is about 200 meters. The walls of the pit are uneven and the rocks protrude and sink. In addition, the walls of the pit are covered with vines. The entire huge pit only has some green plants on the walls, and the rest of the cave is bare. Moreover, there seems to be something at the bottom of the pit. If you look closely, It turns out to be bones one after another. The entire Wolong mountain is very huge, and it is normal to see such a large deep pit in the mountain. At this moment, the pure lotus mark on the palm of my left hand became slightly hot. I raised my hand and saw that the white lotus in my palm was shining with white light. I frowned. The seal of pure lotus is the power brought to me by the next 9 evil stars. And it is abnormal now, which means that there is a 9 evil star here. Could it be that the evil spirit exists here? It's impossible to leave here now. I must find the tiger talisman. If there is really the next 9-star evil here, I will continue to explore. Without any hesitation, I squatted down and grabbed the vines on the wall of the pit. Then I climbed down the vine. Several other Feng Shui masters saw this and followed. After crawling for about 2 minutes, I landed firmly. Looking around, I could see all the white bones. The number of bones is simply uncountable. Were these bones moved here by others, or have they always been here? Soon, I got the answer. There are bronze knives stuck next to these bones. In addition to this, I also saw another rotten piece of fabric. There were so many bones that there was no place to stay, so I could only move forward by stepping on these bones. As I was walking, an unknown evil wind suddenly blew, and the surrounding temperature dropped suddenly. I couldn't help but shudder. The bright moon in the sky was also obscured by dark clouds. This is indeed within Wolong Mountain, but it is also a netherworld. If it were Wolong Mountain in the world first, it would not deviate from common sense, that is to say, there would not be a second moon. The evil wind is getting stronger and stronger, making people feel terrified. At this moment, I suddenly heard a rustling sound in the howling wind. Suddenly, my ankle was grabbed tightly by something, and a chill spread from my ankle to my whole body. I looked down at my feet with a serious look on my face. I saw a white skeleton hand tightly grasping my ankle. My expression hardened, I raised my foot and kicked the skeleton hand away. My kick seemed to be a signal. In an instant, the human bones around me slowly stood up. The Feng Shui masters also looked shocked. Human bones were densely packed and could not be seen at a glance. They turned their heads stiffly and faced us with their skeletal faces. They clearly had no eyes, but I seemed to see their vicious and malicious expressions. I subconsciously took a step back, and then, countless human bones poured towards us like a tide. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 695. I quickly ducked sideways. Now was not the time to reveal my identity. If my identity is exposed, the enemies I have to face are not just these human bones. Fortunately, these human bones move slowly and can be broken up with a punch or a kick. These people are weak because of their weak bones, but they can't stand up in large numbers. Those Feng Shui masters used their methods to fight against the bone tide. The strength of several other Feng Shui masters was not intimidating, but the leader of the Baiyun sect, Mr. Xie, was extremely powerful. At this moment, the entire pit began to shake violently, and a huge figure slowly walked out of the darkness. What a coincidence, the dark clouds in the night sky slowly receded, illuminating the huge figure impartially. It was a giant python. Wait, this doesn't seem to be a python. It's a dragon corpse. They are exactly the same as the 2 dragon corpses I saw under the ancient city of Goguryeo before. Wolong Mountain indeed suppresses the real dragon. It's just that this real dragon has died and turned into a dragon corpse. The dragon corpse in front of me is very different from the 2 I saw last time. The 2 dragon corpses I saw last time were just white bones. And the dragon corpse in front of me still had rotten flesh and blood. The appearance of the dragon corpse instantly attracted everyone's attention. A Feng Shui master couldn't help but exclaimed, this is a dragon corpse. After shock, comes excitement. The value of the dragon corpse is self-evident. If it were me, I would also want to get the power of this dragon corpse. Mr. Xie. Let's quickly line up and subdue this dragon corpse. Then extract its dragon marrow. Originally, I came here for the merits of Wangui. I didn't expect to encounter a dragon corpse. This trip is a great deal. Mr. Xie was unmoved and set his sights on me. He said to me, "Senior, this dragon corpse is extremely powerful. I hope you can help us. After the event is completed, we will share the dragon tendons equally. Dragon tendons are very useful. It can change the feng shui of a place. Even if this place is a dangerous place, as long as the dragon tendons are placed, the luck will change. Even one of the 4 evil lands can be suppressed using dragon tendon. After all, this is the tendon of a real dragon." I looked at Mr. Xie and said, "Okay. I will help you just once. I actually want to get dragon tendon too. But practicing with these guys is a huge gamble. Once the dragon corpse is successfully subdued, they will definitely attack me suddenly." 8 feng shui masters quickly surrounded the dragon corpse in the middle. As for those human bones, there is not enough evidence. After all, they have no attack power. Xie, an expert in kneading, recited the words carefully. The same goes for the remaining 7 feng shui masters. I could see the magic circle they used at a glance. This formation is called Luo Zhong Dongying. There is an 8-character phrase called Tongshan collapses in the west and Luo Zhong responds in the east. This 8-character word is a metaphor for similar things interacting with each other. This formation uses the feng shui energy of the surrounding mountains as a guide and its own strength as a supplement to summon a Luo Zhong. Wherever Luo Zhong falls, the evil spirits subside and suppress all things. And they had filled up all 8 feng shui acupuncture points of Luo Zongdong's Ying array, but now only one of the array points was left. The location of the formation I is where Luo Zhong fell. Obviously, they left the position of the formation I to me. Mr. Xie shouted to me, "Senior, please control Luo Zhong to suppress this dragon corpse." I nodded, stood at the center of the formation, and they began to exert force. A large golden bell gathered above my head. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qingnian Wanbao. Chapter 696. The bell is huge and has obscure incantations engraved on it. At the same time that Luo Zhong appeared, the dragon corpse also attacked me. The dragon corpse opened its bloody mouth and bit me. My expression condensed, I raised my right hand high, and then brought it down hard. Following my movements, Luo Zhong also came down, directly covering me and the dragon corpse. Boom! The fall of Luo Zhong caused a huge noise, and the heaven and earth trembled. The human bones around him were directly shattered by the powerful impact. And the ferocious dragon corpse was suppressed by an invisible force and could not move. This is the power of Luo Zongdong's Ying array. No matter what kind of evil spirit it is, it can be suppressed for a while. The 8 feng shui masters were overjoyed and quickly left the formation and headed towards Luo Zongwei. I looked at Mr. Xie, the leader of the Baiyun sect, and said, "The dragon corpse has been suppressed. Now you can release me." When Mr. Xie heard this, he raised a sneer at the corner of his mouth. "Let you out? Stop dreaming." He waved his hand and said to the other 7 feng shui masters, "Let's do it and completely eliminate him and the dragon corpse. Then we will have the dragon tendon." I sneered, "Do you really think this broken bell can trap me?" I had already expected what was happening now. Although Luo Zhongdongying is powerful, he has a weakness. That is, those who are in the center of the formation will also be suppressed together. If you want to get out, you must ask someone from outside to open a gap in Luo Zhong. People from outside can't come in, but people inside can go out. If an ordinary person encountered this situation, he would definitely be helpless. But I'm different. I have the Nine Eyes Heaven Realm, and I can use the power of the Nine Eyes Heaven Realm to escape from Luozhong at any time. I admit, you are very powerful. You can use the dragon suppressing stone in one go. You must know that the dragon lifting stone was not even able to be opened by the top 10 masters of the Taoist sect. However, even if you are strong, you cannot break away from Luo Zongdong's magic circle. Mr. Xie turned around, waved his hand and said, "Let's do it." Immediately afterwards, they returned to the 8 positions of Luo Zongdong's Ying array. Just when I want to open the Nine Eyes heavenly domain and leave here. An eerie laughter suddenly sounded. Laughter came one after another, from the first sound at the beginning, to the second sound, and then one after another, with great momentum. Mr. Xie's expression changed. He looked around and saw countless black shadows coming from all directions. Under the moonlight, the appearance of those dark shadows gradually emerged. It turned out to be one fierce ghost after another. The number of fierce ghosts is like crucian carp crossing a river, immeasurable. "Oops," Mr. Xie shouted, his expression extremely ugly. "I asked you why I didn't see a ghost when I first entered here. It turns out they are all here." Wolong Mountain suppresses not only real dragons but also tens of thousands of fighting spirits and dead souls. The bones in the pit are probably the bodies of these evil spirits. If we had not disturbed their physical bodies, they would not have appeared. The evil spirits swallowed up the 8 Feng Shui masters like a tide. Since I am protected by Luozhong, those evil spirits cannot get close. The fact that things have developed to this point can be regarded as shooting themselves in the foot. Quick! Quick! Let's open the Luozhong and enter the Luozhong. I don't know who shouted. No. Luozhong can only go out. He can't go in. I looked at the scene in front of me coldly, with no intention of taking action. Sky Coffin. Author, Qingnian Wanbao. Chapter 697. As the saying goes, good will be rewarded with good and evil will be rewarded with evil. It doesn't mean that the time has not come for not repaying. From the first moment I met these guys, I knew they had bad intentions for me. Now that they have ended up like this is retribution. They used their methods to deal with all ghosts. These evil spirits are not human bones. The yin energy and resentment on their bodies were so heavy that the 8 of them could handle dozens of them, but facing so many evil ghosts they could only wait for death. Soon, one of the Feng Shui masters was brutally killed by a ghost. Then came the second one, the third one. They kept wailing for help, and one person hurriedly came to Luozhong, kept slapping Luozhong, and prayed to me, "Senior, you must have a way to deal with these evil spirits when you come here. We were wrong just now. Please save us. Save us." There were wounds all over his body, and his clothes had been soaked with blood. He looked very scary. I looked at him coldly, then stretched out my hand and slowly took off the hat of the black robe. "I do have ways to deal with these evil spirits, but do you think I will save you?" When that person saw my appearance clearly, he was stunned on the spot. "Lu Su, it's you!" the man shouted in surprise. This sound attracted other Feng Shui masters who were fighting with the ghosts. "Lu Su, it's you! How dare you plot against us?" I glanced at him lightly and said, "This is not because I am plotting against you, but because you will suffer the consequences. Even if I have a way to save you, I will not take action." This hesitation poured cold water on their faces. They never thought that things would develop to this point in the end. Each of them is a master of Feng Shui in the world of Feng Shui. And now, a junior like me has made him look like this. It would be a lie to say they don't hate me. After being angry and surprised, they chose to compromise. "Lu Su, please. Save us. We are your grandfather's friends. We are also considered your elders. You can't just ignore him. Your grandfather's spirit will not rest in peace in heaven." I still looked at them coldly and refused to say anything. When evil spirits see blood and taste human flesh, they become very crazy. 10,000 ghosts will surround them, tear them apart mercilessly, and finally eat them. Only Mr. Xie is still struggling to support himself. Mr. Xie looked at me, his eyes full of viciousness and resentment. Lu Su, if I can survive today, I will definitely kill you tomorrow. Mr. Xie roared at me. I glanced at him lightly and said, I'm waiting for you. Under the attack of Wangui, Mr. Xie only lasted for 5 minutes, and ended up with the same fate as those Feng Shui masters. Now, all 8 Feng Shui masters have been eliminated by the evil spirits. Potential hazards have also disappeared. Those ghosts focused their attention on me. They came towards me like a tide, attacking Luo Zhong non-stop. Seeing this scene, I frowned. If I let them continue to attack, Luo Zhong will be breached. Once Luo Zhong is breached, the suppressed dragon corpse will tear me apart. I turned around and had to deal with this dragon corpse while Luo Zhong was still there. I summoned my heart sword and approached the dragon corpse. But at this moment, the dragon corpse roared at me. Immediately afterwards, an incredible scene happened. The dragon corpse actually spoke human words. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 698. Help me, I'm in so much pain. The dragon corpse's mouth opened and closed to make human sounds. I was stunned for a moment and asked, how can I help you? The dragon corpse said, my soul is suppressed in that coffin. Please help me escape. I will repay you. Where is that coffin? At first, I wanted to destroy this dragon corpse, and then twitched its dragon tendons. After all, it is already a corpse. However, this real dragon actually wants something from me, so naturally I can't do that. That coffin is right in the center of this big pit. I nodded and said, don't worry, I will help you get out of trouble, but I must take some measures against you now. Now that the dragon corpse is suppressed by Luo Zhong, it will not pose a threat to me. Once Luo Zhong is destroyed, the dragon corpse will definitely rise up. The dragon corpse said, don't worry, once my obsession dissipates, my corpse will not move. I suddenly realized why the dragon corpse could still talk without its soul. It turns out to be a piece of consciousness left in the body. Okay, let me help you. Thanks. The real dragon's voice became farther and farther away, and finally disappeared completely. At the same time, Luo Zhong was attacked by those fierce ghosts. I turned around suddenly, used the 9 Eyes heavenly domain, and then summoned the karma fire to surround me layer by layer. Those fierce ghosts rushed towards me as if they were crazy. When they come into contact with the fire of karma, they are instantly ignited and eventually burned to the point of ashes. With the protection of karmic fire, I will not be harmed by these evil spirits for the time being. Moreover, I can use karmic fire to burn all these evil ghosts, or use the golden light killing sword to kill them. But, I didn't do that. Because these evil ghosts are meritorious. If I can transcend it, these merits will naturally be attributed to me. They must be persuaded to voluntarily reincarnate. I took a deep breath, and the black darkness gathered behind me, and then set off huge waves. The Yin soldiers emerged from the sea of ghosts and stood behind me to confront these evil ghosts. When Wang Gui saw Yin Bing, he subconsciously took a step back. The number of Yin soldiers carried by the Netherworld Ghost Sea has exceeded 100. The Yin soldiers themselves have a natural restraint effect on these lonely ghosts. I summoned the heart sword and squeezed the 9-level thunder Ju in my hand. I superimposed the 9-level thunder Ju to the 4th level. I don't think the 4th level of thunder can deter these guys. I condensed my expression and added the power of Lei Ju again. Boom. Suddenly there was a thunder in the night sky. The aura around me rose rapidly, and thunder and lightning coiled around the heart sword. As long as I dropped the sword, the thunder in the sky would fall in response. Under the suppression of the sea of ghosts and the 5 layers of thunder, the ghosts in front of me instinctively felt fear, and then stepped back to distance themselves from me. I looked at these fierce ghosts coldly, and then said loudly, "Give you a chance. If you are willing to reincarnate, I will not make things difficult for you. If you insist on being my enemy, then..." My voice turned cold, and the momentum around me suddenly released. The sword falls. The soul is destroyed. The thunder that hovered in the night sky rolled among the dark clouds, making a roaring sound that resounded throughout the heaven and earth. The yin soldiers behind him also let out a roar that resounded throughout the world. The two movements combined seemed to make the heaven and earth tremble. If you want these evil ghosts to reincarnate willingly, you must give them an absolute shock. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Sky Coffin. Author, Qing Nian Wanbao. Chapter 699. These ghosts were indeed afraid of me. I activated the ghost seal on the palm of my right hand, and a huge gate to the underworld unfolded around me. Leave. Wangui stood there blankly. You looked at me, I looked at you, neither of them knew what to do. I'll count to 3. If you're still hesitant, don't blame me for being rude. 3. I started counting down. In this situation, my aura must not be weak. Once it is weak, these evil ghosts will have an opportunity to take advantage of it. To be honest, I am not sure that I can kill so many evil ghosts. Therefore, if you can bluff them, you should bluff them first. 2. Li Gui remained unmoved. Although I am pretending to be calm now, I am actually quite panicked inside. Just when I was about to count 1, a fierce ghost came to me. He asked, "Master Gui Cha, can you do us a favor after we leave?" Explain. Li Gui looked at a location in the pit, a hint of fear flashed in his eyes. Although we are in the land of the 4 evils, the evil gathering effect of the 4 evils has not affected us. This sentence made me slightly stunned, and I also noticed this problem. These fierce ghosts are in the land of 4 evil spirits, and logically speaking, they should have overwhelming evil spirits. But I didn't feel any evil spirit in them. But our souls are harmed by evil spirits. The evil spirits generated day and night must be provided to that guy. Even if we get to the underworld, it will be difficult to turn around and reincarnate. After saying this, other ghosts echoed, "That's right. Lord Ghost, it's not that we don't want to be reincarnated, it's that we can't be reincarnated." I looked at these ghosts and said, "Put your request forward and I will help you solve it. Since I have decided to send you to reincarnation, I must be responsible to the end." Li Gui said, "Master Gui Cha, we can leave first, but you must completely destroy the 4 evil places, because only in this way will our souls be complete and the underworld can accept us." Destroy the land of the 4 evils? This requirement is not impossible to fulfill. This space is the land of the pseudo 4 evils. To put it simply, the land of the 4 evils still exists outside. The land of the 4 evils is compared to a formation, and Wolong Mountain is the eye of the formation, where all power will gather. Okay, I promise you. These fierce ghosts bowed to me and said, "Thank you, Master Ghost." Then they patted the team and entered the gate of the underworld. There were so many of these evil ghosts that it took more than 5 minutes just to enter the gate of the underworld. After the last fierce ghost entered the gate of the underworld, I also breathed a long sigh of relief. Fortunately, these evil ghosts still have intelligence and have not turned into evil spirits. If this were to happen, I wouldn't be sure of victory. I put away all my magical powers. Look around and focus on the center of the pit. The purpose of coming here at first was just to obtain the tiger talisman. But now, I want to see what is in that coffin. I looked at the bones on the ground, hesitated for a moment, and used karma fire to completely burn them. These bones are the flesh bodies of those evil spirits. Burial is impossible. It is better to burn these human bones and use them to comfort their souls. The karma fire burned for a full half-hour. I put away my karma and walked towards the center of the pit. At this moment, I suddenly heard a dull sound of footsteps behind me. Sky Coffin. Author, Ching Nian Wanba. Chapter 700. Is it possible that there are still evil spirits who have not left? I turned around suddenly and saw a figure appearing not far away. I knew who he was just by looking at the outline of the figure. Leader of Bayun sect, Mr. Xie. He didn't die. Mr. Xie also sensed that I had discovered him, and quickly sped up to escape. I screamed in my heart that it was not good. I can't let him get away, otherwise what I did here today will be known to others. Having the merit of 10,000 ghosts will be noticed by others. By that time, I will become a target of public criticism in both the yin and yang realms. In addition, Wolong Mountain also occupies an extremely important position in the Feng Shui world. There will definitely be many legends about this place. From the fact that Dao sect masters came here to explore 10 years ago, we can see how much the world values this Wolong Mountain. I chased Mr. Xie. But Mr. Xie was faster. He had climbed up the vines and was climbing towards the pit at an extremely fast speed. Just when I was about to expand the Nine Eyes Heaven realm, the scenery around me suddenly changed, and I was back to where I was. I was slightly startled. This is the ecstasy array. This damn old man is really a ghost. I quickly broke through the enchantment formation. After I broke through the enchantment formation, I could no longer find Mr. Xie. I was so angry that I gritted my teeth. But it's useless to be angry. It's better to find the coffin as soon as possible and get out of here. I walked toward the center of the pit. The closer I get to the center of the pit, the hotter the pure lotus mark on the palm of my left hand becomes. As I walked, an ancient tall building suddenly appeared in front of me. I scratched my head. I didn't see this ancient building when I was up there. I stopped and looked around, and found that the location of this ancient building was very special. Right in the middle of the four evil lands. And I also feel a steady stream of evil spirits being transported towards here. It seems that this is where the real dragon is pointing. I came to the ancient building and pushed open the wooden door of the ancient building. I was dumbfounded when I entered it. This ancient building looks like it has 3 floors from the outside, but it is actually hollow inside. The entire frame inside the ancient building is completely elevated. I saw a crystal coffin hanging in mid-air in the ancient building. That's right, it's a crystal coffin. The coffin was as crystal clear as a diamond. There was a dragon and a phoenix engraved on the coffin, and the whole coffin exuded a faint white light. There was a person lying in the coffin. Because the coffin was suspended in mid-air by 4 chains, I couldn't tell whether it was a man or a woman. But next to that person I saw an object. The object was the size of a palm, completely black, and shaped like a crouching tiger. I was overjoyed. It was the tiger talisman. As long as I can get this tiger charm, I can order the Yin soldiers in Hang Pass, and then Zhao Mian's plan will naturally come to nothing. However, the person lying in the coffin made me very afraid. The place where the 4 evil spirits must be raised must be the divine evil spirits. The pure lotus mark on the palm of my left hand also seemed to be affected by the person in the coffin and became extremely hot. After much hesitation, I decided to crack the feng shui of the false 4 evils first, then take down the coffin and open it to take out the tiger talisman inside. But before I decipher the feng shui, I want to see what the person lying in the coffin looks like. I unfolded the 9 Eyes Heavenly Domain and used the Heavenly Domain's ability to directly reach the crystal coffin. When I saw clearly the person lying in the coffin, I was stunned on the spot. I know this person. And he is very familiar with it. He is actually the city god of Tianfu city god.